So I just saw this particular video on YouTube that GB News was caught deleting a video because GB News makes a lot of money on churning Meghan hate material on a daily basis, maybe even 24/7, 24/7, right? They hate Meghan. They make up lies, they spin half truths. You know, it's a toxic channel and they will do anything to bring Meghan down, right? And so, according to this particular YouTuber today, they deleted a video of a panel discussion where one of their expert panelists, I think her name is, oh my God, what is her name? Is it Joe Malone? Hang on a second. Sorry about that. It's Carol Malone. It's Carol Malone. So there's this expert panelist on GB News that made some very defamatory comments about Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, right? So she's basically this has to do with Thomas Markle's amputation, and of course, as I said in the video before this one, Meghan is now the heavy for not dropping everything to go see someone she has been estranged from for 7 years because of his toxicity and his propensity to sell her out to the media, right? She has cut ties with this person. She has nothing to do with this person. Yet he went over to the Philippines, which has nothing to do with her. She never advised him to go to the Philippines. He was taken to the Philippines by what appears to be his guardian, who is his son, Thomas Markle Jr. He's the one who took his 81-year-old father to the Philippines. For what reason, only God knows, right? We saw pictures of them both with very, very young, age inappropriate looking women at certain points. What are they doing in the Philippines? Who sent them there? This filth has nothing to do with Meghan, right? So now he apparently has had his leg amputated, and this woman, Carol Malone, was on her back foot on this panel on GB News yesterday about it. And then she went so far as to say that Thomas Markle took care of Meghan while Doria was in jail. Now, I have heard these comments before about Doria being in jail, but I have never seen anyone corroborate this with actual evidence that this woman has been in jail. Like which jail? Which jail? Where is it located? Which state? Is it in the United States? Is it outside the United States? What time frame? When did she spend there? How long did she spend there? What were the charges? Nobody has ever articulated these specifics. Because if they're saying that she was in jail, they obviously have specifics. But in the past 7 or more years, I have not heard anybody come up with any specifics as to which jail it was, because you would have her mugshot. You would, if these are public record, I believe, you would have her jail number, right? You would know where the jail is located, and you would also know what are the charges, right? I mean, this has to be something that she was charged with before a court of law. I mean, you don't just throw someone in jail. It's a legal proceeding, it's a legal matter. But they have continued with this lie because this is obviously a black woman. So you're black, you're automatically a criminal, right? You're a criminal, period. You walk into a store, you're a criminal. I mean, whatever you do, you are a suspect, right? Okay, I understand that. You're a suspect, you're black. But for you to get on GB News, Carol Malone, whoever you are, and make these types of unsubstantiated statements about a private citizen, Doria Ragland is not a public figure. She is a private citizen who happens to be the mother of a public figure. The fact that her daughter is a public figure doesn't make her a public figure. So the standard of proof is lower, right? Is higher. You have a higher standard of proof, Carol Malone, that this woman is a criminal before you criminalize her in a public forum. And so, yes, this is absolutely defamatory in my view, what she said, if indeed this was true. It's possible that this was an AI constructed piece because the video was being, recited by an AI voice with a tremendous amount of views, right? That I just found. And they played this clip from GB News. If this is an authentic clip, which the videographer claims was deleted by GB News, then yeah, Doria needs to sue GB News for a lot of money. A lot of money. I don't understand. Megan and her mother, they don't like to sue. They don't, it's very un-American because Americans are trigger happy with suing, but Megan did sue the Daily Mail or one of those papers years ago. And I think she won her case, but I think she just was like, ugh, I don't want to get involved with this kind of stuff. And of course her sister Samantha sued her and, she just stayed in the background and let her lawyers deal with it. My sense is she doesn't like this lawsuit thing. And maybe her mom is also the same way. But how do you let something like this stand? How do you let something like this stand? They don't need any more money, but then get the money and give it to charity. Hey, give it to me. I don't give a crap. But you can't let this stand, what this woman just said on GB News, and they have been saying it for years. Make an example of her in Doria's place. I would make such an example of this woman. I would take these people down for, I don't know what the rules are in Britain, but for the maximum, right? The maximum, tens of millions and a retraction, right? On the front pages, right? On the front pages. And, whatever else remedies are available to me. It is absolutely horrifying the things that these people have said about Megan and her mom and gotten away with. It is horrifying. And again, I don't know why they don't sue. I certainly would. But according to this video or YouTuber, they took the video down, right? They deleted it. What Carol Malone said on live television today, GB News deleted it. But again, Doria Ragland is a private citizen, right? And if you don't have evidence and proof of this kind of material, these types of comments, these accusations, you don't have proof of this, you don't have evidence of this, you don't know this to be a fact, and you are spreading this, right? Then you need to be sued for the maximum allowed by law. This is what I think. But my sense also is that Doria really just does not like this whole public thing. And for her to sue GB News, she herself will be in the news even more. And my sense is that she doesn't want anything to do with it. But this cries out for a lawsuit. It really, really does. It just does, Doria. You have to sue her for every dime.